So in the last lecture, you learned how to work with the development and production environment objects. Now, what if you want to add an additional environment, like a testing environment or a staging environment? These are very common setups in a lot of organizations. So here in the environments folder, I'm going to duplicate one of these environment files. And then I'm going to rename it to environment.test.ts. So here, I'm going to change the production property to false because we're not in a production environment. And I'm going to change the color of the navigation bar to purple. Now that we have a new environment file, we need to register this with the Angular CLI. So back in the root of our project, here we have this file, angular-cli.json. This is the configuration for Angular CLI. Now here we have a property called environments. And in this property, in this object, we can register all our environments. So I'm going to duplicate one of these, change this key to test, and set this to the name of our testing environment file. That's all we have to do. Now back in the terminal, we can either serve our application with the environment flag, set it to test, or we can run ng build again with the same environment flag test. Now for this demo, I want to use ng-serve so you can see the testing environment in action. So ng-serve. All right, our bundles are generated. Now back in the browser, we can see our navigation bar is purple, and this indicates the testing environment. Now something you need to be aware of when working with non-development environment is that here we don't have hot module replacement. So if you make any changes in your code or in your environment object, your changes are not visible immediately. You need to go back to the terminal, stop the web server, and run ng-serve again. For example, here if I change purple to, let's say green, save. Now back in the browser, you can see my change is not reflected because here we don't have hot module replacement. It's only available when you're running your application in the development environment. So we need to go back to the terminal, stop the web server, and run ng-serve again. Now back in the browser, you can see our navigation bar is green. So if you want to add custom environments, add a new file in the environments folder, and make sure in all these environment files, the environment object you're exporting has the exact same properties. Now, once you have this custom environment file, then you need to go to angular CLI.json and register a new environment.